Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a little bit of a different setup, but we are still doing a dyeing tutorial. So if you guys remember a couple of weeks ago when I did my lime green hair tutorial, I kind of incidentally stumbled upon a way to tone out the yellow out of a yellow blonde hair, out of 613 hair, and I just wanted to see if that would work on purpose. It was a mistake back then, but a lot of people were like, well, you kind of found a new way to tone hair. So I was like, I'll try it out for you guys so that you don't kind of mess it up yourself. Today we are going for probably like a more white silver look. I'm hoping it doesn't turn out gray, but we're going to try it and see what happens. Now, I already have this wig here, which was provided to me by Eayon hair, and I will quickly show you guys what their packaging looks like. However, this is a lace frontal wig. It comes as a wig. The wig is about 28 inches. I'll have all the specs below as per usual, or I'll have them pop up on the screen as I'm talking because I can never remember what I order. Anyway, I went through yesterday and kind of plucked the frontal. The frontal did not come pre-plucked, and I just went ahead and plucked it. You guys, if you want to see how I pluck my frontals, I have like 2 or 3 videos out about how I pluck my different types of hair, frontals, closures, things like that. So go ahead and check those out, and then come back and we will tone out this hair the easy way. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my handy dandy Got to Be Freeze Spray, and I am going to basically coat the inside of my frontal. This just basically helps when you're doing any kind of dyeing. It helps to keep your knots from getting dyed that color. You don't want to have your knots be the color that you're dyeing the hair because they're just more noticeable that way. But you also might want to tint your frontal later on. This frontal is like pretty good. It's a darker, I think this like more like a medium brown or light to medium brown, but as you can see, it's also transparent lace. It's doing pretty good. So you just want to go ahead and coat that and let it dry. I don't have my blow dryer down here, so that kind of sucks, but this will basically just protect your knots. Now, while that's drying, what you can do is start to section off your wig. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I sectioning off the wig if we're doing a dip dye tutorial? The reason is because I have dyed wigs. I have dip dyed a bunch of wigs, and the thing is, pieces are missed. When you do an entire wig, it's really hard to make sure you get every single piece of hair. So I intend to do mine piece by piece. So I'm gonna split it in 3s, and for the first section, I'm only gonna use half a bottle of the titanium dye. Now, I fill the bowl not even a third of the way up. As you guys can see, it's a huge bowl. If I can remember how many ounces this bowl is, I'll go ahead and put it down below. But I'm going to put in about half a bottle of the Adora titanium dye. As you can see, this has like a purplish color to it. Now what I'm going to do is just make sure the hair is all brushed so there are no tangles or anything. Perfect. And I'm going to set it in the ends first. And because the water is sink hot, it's not boiling hot, I'm just going to go ahead and push this in so I don't burn myself. And sit this in. So far, this is the color that I have. So it's more of a gray, but it is wet, so hopefully it'll dry to more of a silver color. Okay, so for this round, I have filled the bowl up about halfway, and I'm going to add a bottle and a half of the titanium, and we'll see where that leaves us. We'll see how much more we need to do after that. I'm hoping that'll be it. So again, just quickly brush through all your hair, make sure everything's good to go. And sit it in ends first. Go ahead, dunk it. Just dunk it, girl, dunk it. Okay, so because this hair is so light and I do want to tint the lace a little bit, I'm going to try a different method that I just thought of. Usually I would do the watercolor method to tint the lace as well, but that's if the hair is dark. However, I don't want the hair to turn brown. So I'm just going to take some of the Adore Honey Brown. I'm going to do what is basically like a dry brush method. It's going to take a little bit more time than the usual just dip and leave it in, or use tea or whatever the hell that people like to do. But yeah, I'm just kind of trying something new here. So what I'm gonna do is color the lace and then slowly move up toward the hairline. I'm gonna let this sit for about 15, maybe 20 minutes. Not that long at all. Just let it soak into the knots for a little bit. And then we're gonna come back, rinse it out, and we'll see. Sorry. We're gonna come back, we're gonna rinse it out, and we will see how we're doing. Now, I still have about a half a bottle of the Adore Titanium dye left, and I also have just some leftover jet black dye. And what I've decided to do, let's make a mess. What I've decided to do is just mix the rest of the titanium dye. Let's pour the rest of that in there. Just gonna mix that with a tad bit of black dye, not too much, like maybe a teaspoon amount. I'm gonna mix that all up, and basically what I'm gonna do is apply that to my roots of the wig and basically create like a shadow root or a dark root effect. Now, I usually don't really get into darkening my roots for my wigs. It's just not like my style, but when I tried on the gray wig, I just thought maybe it would look better with a darker root. So we're going to do that. We're going to just add that portion in here. It's completely optional. You guys do not have to add a darker root, but I'm going to do it today for video purposes. Alright guys, so this is basically the end result of my silver gray hair. It turned out a little more gray than I thought it would. I was hoping it would be more silvery white, but we'll try it again some other time. Maybe without dye. Maybe I'll just do like a purple shampoo wash. So this is basically what the titanium dye looks like when it's watercolored, and the roots are a little bit of titanium and a little bit of the jet black Adore dye mixed together. Let's talk about Eayon hair here. So the Eayon company contacted me and they specifically wanted me to review their blonde hair, and this is a lace front wig. It's not full lace, but it is a lace front wig. The tracks are in the back, so you can't like part it, like you can't do like two ponytails or whatever, but you can pretty much part it anywhere across the front. Ignore, I don't know what side is on this right here. Ignore that little brown patch there. I was doing something stupid and trying something dumb just now, and there's basically dark brown dye on my lace. That is not from me doing the lace tinting method. That's from me just now putting straight up pigmented dye on my lace. Don't ask me why I did it. I did it and I regret it immediately. So basically the lace came kind of like a medium brown, not really a dark brown, but like a medium brown. We tinted it a little bit darker using the brown dye, which did kind of dye my knots a little bit darker than I wanted, but hey, it all worked out, and I think it looks pretty good. You can't really see like black knots or anything like that, so it's pretty good. I think I will maybe do some more videos on lace tinting and stuff, kind of get my lace tinting game on lock before I show you guys exactly how to tint your lace. This is kind of just something that I did in this video, but it wasn't really a tutorial, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to leave that as a tutorial. You know, we are all about fails and finesses on this channel, and we always finesse our fails. So basically the tutorial is pretty straightforward for the dyeing method. You guys saw me dip dye, and then you saw me go in and do the roots, and this is how it came out. I do like it. It is like a cross between like Storm and Grandma. Like, it's like a Grandma Storm. I do feel like if you are going to rock silver / gray hair, you need to slay every day. Like, you cannot do this barefaced. You cannot do this in sweat. You can do it in sweats. You can if you slaying in your sweats. You feel me? But I threw on my little fur shawl. I got on my little high waist shit. I got on my little Timberland booties. We got on my little Timberland booties. You feel me? So we slaying today. Excuse me, I'm acting up today. But we slaying today. We looking good. And basically I just came back from work and I'm feeling a little good. We're gonna go out. It's Friday night. We're gonna have some fun. And we're supposed to be talking about the hair, and as usual, I'm rambling. Anyway, so yeah, let's go ahead and open the box so we can see everything that came in the hair. So pretty much, it was the wig. The wig was wrapped in, you know, the general packaging, and then it did come with a wig band. The wig did come with 4 wig clips. So the standard one in the middle, 2 ear tabs, and 1 in the back. I personally removed those because I do not want wig clips tagging my hair, but if you use those to secure your wig, do not remove them, keep them intact. We didn't have any problems with this hair taking to color. As you could see in the video, as soon as you dip dyed it, the yellow was pretty much gone, with the exception of the pieces that were missed, which is kind of like a thing that just happens when you dip dye hair. If you dip dye an entire wig, you're going to miss pieces because, well, they're covered by other pieces of hair now, aren't they? But basically, the hair was, I believe, about 24 inches. I cut a lot of hair off when I was styling it. I wanted it to be, technically I wanted it to be like just below shoulder length. Pros and cons of Z hair. So, pros, it took to dye well. The lace tinting did well, and it was easy to basically manipulate and style. Like, I pretty much had to wash this hair, what, 1, 2, maybe 3 times. I washed the hair 3 times. I washed it 3 times in like a 2-day time period, and she's cool. She's feeling herself. However, she does shed. This hair does shed. I've been getting some pieces today. It might, I don't know what I could attribute it to. I cut the hair, but that shouldn't attribute to shedding because I didn't cut the wefts. Like, the hair came to me in a wig form. So the shedding, I can't really explain. Maybe it's still the frontal shedding. Like, I went and plucked this bad mamma jamma, so maybe it's still pieces of frontal hair that I didn't. But again, like I said, I washed it a couple times. So all of the shedding that would have been caused by me should be gone. So I think this unit just sheds. Also, and what I think might contribute to the shedding actually is the second con, which is how the knots were tied. And I'm starting to notice this in a lot of companies in their 613 hair, that they have more knots than, say, a natural black hair in the frontal would. For some reason, they tie their knots super duper close, and they tie more knots. It's almost like it's double knotted. And I'm not sure if that's to help with the density, because 613 strands may be thinner, or they look thinner because they're blonde. I'm not sure what's going on with the construction of 613 frontals, that they need to have such close knots, and the density of the knots needs to be so freaking thick. But it bothers me when I'm plucking. It bothers me with the overall look of things. I think that they can work on the knots in 613 hair. So those are my 2 cons with this unit. Other than that, the unit is constructed immaculately. Like, the thing fits my head like no other. It's not tight. There's a bra strap in the back, which I'm gonna end up putting the band on and not using the bra strap. I'm using the bra strap right now to kind of keep it tight, but I don't want to use the bra strap because I don't want it sitting underneath my nape. I don't like it to rub against my nape, so I'm going to use that band instead. But right now, the wig is sitting on my head perfectly. I don't have my hair gel down, and it's not under a cap, and I don't have my wig band on, like my velvet wig band on to keep it on. It's just a little bit of Got to Be Glue gel in the front, and we are good to go. But this wig feels like nothing. Like, it's not heavy, it's not tight, and it just feels good on my head. So they did construct the wig really, really well. The placement of the tracks are really well compared to the frontal. I do like that. Like, I do like to not have like bumps in my frontal and stuff. It's a little weird sometimes when I get wigs and the stitching is a little off, but the stitching on this is great. And as I did say, it did come with it came with the band and the 3 combs to secure it. So they give you the different options of securing it. There's a bra strap in the back of this as well if you guys don't want to use the combs, but you also don't want to sew the band. So that's just about it. If you guys would like to leave your review of Eayon hair, if you have tried their hair before, or any of the questions that you may have for me or the company down below, it would be so appreciated. If you would like to thumbs up and subscribe, that would be so appreciated as well. And I will see you guys in my next tutorial. I love you guys so much. Have a happy new year.